See next chapter, variables. Variables. See important chapter. Concentrate. Variables. See first one, chapter index. What is variable? What is variable? Next, declaration of variables. Declaration of variables. Next, option explicit statement. Option explicit statement. Next, assigning values to variables. Assigning values to variables. Next, usage of variables. Usage of variables. Next, naming restrictions. Naming restrictions. Next, scope of variables. Scope of variables. Next, types of variables. Next, array variables. Array variables. Here part of array variables, general, or you can say constant array. General, dynamic. See, instead of general you can say constant array, otherwise just array. Constant, dynamic and dimensional arrays. Dimensional arrays. Next, assigning series of values at a time. Assigning series of values at a time. See, these are the maximum concepts in variables chapter. Concentrate. First thing, what is variable? See, you know, this is a global term. You can find variables in all types of programming languages as well as scripting languages, not only in VBScript. Variable. Tell me, Sandeep, what is variable?
Sir, variables are used to hold information so that it can be reused throughout the programs.
Okay. See, reusing is not the focus area. Just storing or holding the data or information. See, once again, variable. Variable. It is a named memory location. This term is important. It is a named memory location for storing or holding the data. Named memory location for storing the data. Variables values vary throughout the execution. You can use single value, unique value for entire script. Otherwise you can change the value. Changing value is optional. Variable name also, meaningful name, it varies. That's why variable. See, it is a named memory location for storing the data. Memory. In computer programming, we have two types of memory: primary memory, secondary memory. Variable store in which memory? Tell me, Anu. Primary memory or secondary memory?
I think it is primary memory, sir.
Good. Answer correct. What is primary memory? What is primary memory? Okay. See, primary memory, RAM, random access memory. Secondary memory, floppy disk, nowadays outdated. Next, hard disk drive. Next, CD-ROM, read-only memory. Next, USB drives, USB drive, pen drives, etc. These are the secondary storage devices. See, variable store in primary memory. A lifetime of variable also during execution only. Whenever execution starts, variables load into primary memory. After completion of the execution, they remove from the RAM. Next, declaration of variables. Okay na, Sandeep, two concepts. What is variable? Where it stores. Okay na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear.
Next, declaration of variables. Declaration of variables. How to declare? Say, using either public or private or dim statements, we can declare variables. See, using either public statement, public or private or dim dimension, using either public or private or dim statement, we can declare variables. Forget about public and private. Generally, web developers use those statements. Generally, in our test automation, we use dim statement. 99% we use dim statement only. How to declare? Dim variable name. Dim variable name. This is the syntax. Example, dim a. See, if you want to declare multiple variables, by separating with comma, you can declare. See, dim b comma c comma d. This is correct. Otherwise, you can declare in multiple statements also. See, dim a comma dim b comma dim c. Dim a, see, both are correct. 1 minute. See, by separating with commas, you can declare multiple variables in a statement. If you take new line, again you need to use dim statement. Next, already we discussed declaration of variables. VBScript supports implicit and explicit declaration of variables. See, implicit and explicit declaration of variables. You know what is implicit and what is explicit declaration. Tell me, Anu, what is implicit declaration and what is explicit declaration?
Explicit declaration is explicitly you have to declare the variable and then you can use it. Implicit declaration is you don't have to declare the variable, you can directly use it.
Yes. See, first declaring then using variables is explicit declaration. Without declaration, directly using variables is implicit declaration. Which one is best practice? Explicit declaration is best practice. Why? I will show an example. Concentrate. See, dim a comma dim a equal to 100, b equal to 200. Next, MSG box, addition of a comma b is concatenate message with variable a plus b. See, definitely it will show correct answer. 100 plus 200, 300 is the desired output. See, addition of a comma b is 300. See, in this small example, a is explicit variable. A is explicit variable. Next, b is implicit variable. B is implicit variable. Okay. What is the problem with implicit variables? I will show another example. Say I am taking 3 variables: tickets, price, total. See, tickets equal to 5. Next, price equal to 120. Next, total equal to tickets into price. Next, display the value, MSG box, total. See, my desired output is 5 into 120, 600. Run the script. See, it is showing 0. Why? What is the problem? See, price, declaration time and value assignment time we used PRICE, but in calculation time mistakenly we used PRIE, but it is not showing any error and it is providing incorrect output. Why? Anyhow, it will consider, VBScript considers implicit variables. VBScript feeling is this PRIE is implicit variable. It will consider implicit variables. Here calculation, tickets means something into price 0. See, by default variable value is 0. It is new variable. We didn't assign any value. PRIE value is 0. Something into 0, 0. That's why it is showing incorrect output. Getting this problem, Firoj Rai?
Yes, sir, got it, sir.
Say, problem with implicit variables. Suppose first you declared variable PRICE, After 4 or 5 statements, you assign a value into that variable. After 40th or 50th statement, if you perform any mathematical operation, suppose mistakenly if you type PRIE, then it will consider. Why? VBScript considers implicit variables. By default, variable value is 0, something into 0, 0. So you are not getting any error message and correct result. So here we have to use option explicit statement. Option explicit. It is VBScript statement. Option explicit. What is the functionality of option explicit? It forces declaration of all variables in a script. It forces declaration of all variables in a script. If we use any implicit variable, means undeclared variable, it will show error. Then we can correct the problem. So we can avoid misspell problems. See, run the script, definitely it will show error. Variable undefined. Here you can get error. Run the script. See, variable is undefined. Then you can easily rectify the problem. Tell me, Narottam, what is option explicit statement? What is the functionality? Narottam. No, Narottam, why that noise coming from your side? Earlier no noise. No. Your voice is not reaching. Can you hear me? Okay. Put mute. Okay. Can you tell me, Bharati, what is option explicit statement?
Yes, sir. Option explicit forces declaration of all variables in a statement.
Not in the
If there is
statement.
an
Script.
undeclared
Script.
script.
It forces declaration of all variables in a script, not in statement. And one more thing, it should be the first statement in the script. Okay. Next one, assigning values to variables. Assigning values to variables. Okay. In two ways we can assign values to variables. Already indirectly I introduced this concept once again. See, this is global concept. You take any programming language or scripting language. Value assignment to variables is two types. First one is initialization. Initialization means assigning values directly in the script or program. Next, second one is reading. Initialization, reading. What is reading? Reading also again four types. Can you tell me, Sujata, what are the four different types of reading? Sujata, respond quickly.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I couldn't remember, sir.
Can you tell me, Sandeep?
Sir, reading from input device, reading from file like text file or Excel, or reading from the database and reading from application objects.
Good. Reading from input devices like mouse and keyboard. reading from input devices, reading from files, either flat files or Excel files or any other file. Next, reading from databases, any database. Next, last one, reading from application objects. Say how to read data from application objects that we discussed in data types chapter, and first one also we discussed. Middle two we will discuss in future chapters, automation object models. Just I will give one small example for this assigning values. Concentrate. Small example. See, dim num1 comma num2 comma res. Num1 equal to 100. Next, num2 equal to input box. You know what is input box? It is built-in function of VBScript for reading data from input devices. Reading data through input devices. Input box of message. Any meaningful message. Enter num2. Next, res equal to num1 plus num2. MSG box res. See, num1, this is initialization. Num2, reading. Run the script. Num1 already we initialized. Num1 is 100. Num2 I am entering this one 200. See, output is 300. Num1 num2. Num1 initialization means assigning value directly in the script. Num2 reading. This is about assigning values to variables. Here no conversion required. If both are strings, then conversion required. One value integer, another value string, inside number only. That's why no conversion required. That you can get more clarity in operators chapters. Operator chapter. Operators. See, addition operator acts as addition operator as well as concatenation operator. If both the values are strings, then it concatenates. One string, one numeric, then it adds. That you can get more clarity in operators chapter. See example. Okay, Nanu, assigning values to variables.
Yes, sir.
See next, usage of variables. See, already we discussed variables for storing or holding the data. Variable, a named memory location for storing the data or for storing the information. Okay, that is high level description. I will explain different types of usage of variables. Different types of usage of variables. Concentrate. Dim A equal to 100. This is just holding the data. we are not saying anything more, just holding the data. After that we will use that one. Use or don't use, that is a different concept, but just holding the data. Holding the data. Next, A equal to 3 plus 4 to the power of exponentation, caret symbol 5. See, this usage is storing the value that returned by a program. Program means any formula generating that value. Storing the value that returned by a program. That returned by a program. Here you can display that one. MSG box A. Next usage, suppose A equal to date. Date is built-in function of VBScript. It returns current system date. See, this concept is storing the value that returned by a function. Storing the value that returned by a function. If it is built-in function or user-defined function. Built-in function names standard, user-defined functions names local. See, you can use your own names. Suppose I have one login built-in function. Suppose login result equal to, result is just a variable, login of ABCD, comma Mercury. What is the functionality of the statement? Variable equal to function, variable equal to user defined function of arguments. What is the functionality? It will execute this function using this input and store result into this variable. Executing the function and storing the result. Here we don't have login function. In user defined functions chapter I will explain that one. Now just I am introducing the usage. Next, one more usage. 1 minute. Set A equal to, I am storing object reference. Set A equal to create object of scripting dot file system object. See, before this statement, A is just a variable. A equal, suppose A, after A enter dot, nothing. Next, after this statement, A is an automation object. A dot, see, methods and properties coming from that class. See, this usage is storing object reference. See, storing object reference. Next, one more usage. As parameter. See, we can use variable as parameter. It can carry unique values, dynamic values every time. 1 minute, I will show a small example. See, open an order. One minute. One minute. Open an order. Suppose I want to open 1 to 10 orders. For use down arrow, I equal to, I is just variable, I equal to 1 to 10. Increment step 1. One increment is default. You no need to write step 1 for one increment, but readability point of view, right. See, pass variable as parameter. If you want to observe the test execution process, insert wait statement. It is purely optional. 1 minute. Run the script. See, storing the value that written by a program. Next, storing the value that written by a function. See, variable as parameter. It is opening 1 to 10 orders, one by one. Over. See, these are the different types of usage of variables. Now tell me, Firoj Rai, different types of usage of variables.
Yes, sir. Now, different types of usages are we can use it for holding the data, storing the value returned by a program, then the value returned by a function, and executing function and storing resultant variable.
Same.
And then
okay, continue.
storing object reference and using variable as a parameter.
Good. Put mute. Sandeep, did you understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In high level orientation, generally we use variables for storing the data. When it comes to low level orientation, different types of usage. First one, holding the data. Just hold the data. Later we will decide. Use or don't use, just hold the data. Next one, storing the value that returned by a program. Means returning program result. Next, storing the value that returned by a function, either built-in function or user-defined function. Next, storing the value, storing object reference. Next, variable as parameter. Okay, come to next topic. Next topic is naming restrictions. See, we have 4 naming restrictions and one standard. Restriction means rules we must follow. Standards, not rules. If you follow standards, best practice. Otherwise, no syntax errors. Naming restrictions. First naming restriction should start with alphabets. should start with alphabets. Say, I will show example. Dim ABC. Is it correct declaration or wrong declaration, Bharati? Is it correct declaration or wrong declaration? Incorrect.
Wrong declaration.
Hello?
Actually, it is correct because it should start with an alphabet.
Okay.
So it is correct.
Correct declaration. Why? Started with alphabets. ABC single word, no problem. Correct declaration. Next, dim A9. A9. Sujata. Is it correct declaration or incorrect declaration?
Sir, it is correct declaration, sir.
Start with alphabets. After alphabets, you can use numeric values. Next, dim 7BC. Anu, third one. Is it correct declaration or incorrect declaration?
It's incorrect.
Incorrect. See, run the script, definitely it will show error. See, third statement. Observe the execution marker. See, should start with alphabets. Next, should not contain an embedded period. What is the embedded period? I will show. Should not contain an embedded period. I will show example. Suppose dim ABC. Correct declaration. Next, dim AB space C. Firoj Rai, AB space C. Is it correct or incorrect? Firoj Rai.
Sir, it's incorrect.
Incorrect. See, space is embedded period. Variable names, single words. See, incorrect. Next, dim AB dot C. Incorrect. Dot is embedded period. Next, dim AB hyphen C. Incorrect. Next, dim AB star C. Incorrect. Next, dim AB underscore C. Tell me, Sandeep, is it correct declaration or incorrect? Last one, last statement.
Sir, it should be correct.
Correct. See, underscore is not the embedded period. See, no special characters except underscore. No special characters in variables names except underscore. This is second naming restriction. Here no sequence, all are independent only. Next, must not exceed 255 characters in length. Actually, that much length is not required, but variable minimum variable name minimum size 1 to 255, maximum length 255 characters, must not exceed 255 characters in length. See, variable names 1 to 255 characters. Actually, we don't want that much length. Generally, we use 1 to 10, 1 to 15 range only. Next, must be unique. In the scope of declaration. In a scope of declaration. Scope of declaration. Declaration means no duplicate variables. Say, dim a comma b comma c. It is correct declaration. 3 variables, 3 are unique variables, unique names. Next, dim d comma e comma f. This is also correct declaration. Next, dim g comma a. Is it correct declaration or wrong? Incorrect declaration? Anu. Last statement.
This is still correct, sir.
Correct. Why? A duplicate na?
But one is caps, one is lower, and one is uppercase, right?
See, VBScript is not a case sensitive language. No difference between uppercase and lowercase values. Okay?
Yes, sir, got it.
Incorrect only. See, no difference between uppercase and lowercase values. VBScript is not a case sensitive language. See, if you execute this script, definitely it will show variable name redefined. See, name redefined. Line 3, dim GA, incorrect. See, these 4 are the naming restrictions for variables, and one standard also there. Standards are not rules. Standard, if you follow standard, best practice. What is that standard? Do not use reserved words. Sometimes it will accept reserved words also, but don't use reserved words. Purpose unique, specific purpose. Don't use reserved words as variable names. Example, weight. Weight is a reserved word. It is VBScript statement. Weight equal to 100. Next, MSG box weight. Run the script. See 100. See, it is not showing any error. It is providing correct result only, correct output only. But don't use reserved words. Weight purpose is different. Tell me, Sujata, 4 naming restrictions and 1 standard for declaring variables.
The first one is
Ah.
it should start with alphabets. Should not contain an embedded period. Third one is must not exceed 255 characters in length. And the other one, standard one, is do not use reserved words as variable names.
Good. I think you forgot one thing. 3 only explained now.
Okay, sorry sir. Must be unique in a scope of declaration.
Good. Must be unique in a scope of declaration. Okay. Now come to scope. Next point. Next concept, scope. Scope
of... Sir, one question, yes.
Tell me.
This is Saroj. Sir, is there a way of knowing all the reserved words used in VBScript? Like any command, we can just get this away?
See, we have different reserved words. Methods, functions, properties, statements, objects, etc. There is no command to get all reserved words. See, if you want to know the reserved words, just go through that Microsoft documentation. And one more facility also there. Generally, in this editor, we use color codings for reserved words. Color codings. See, 1 minute. X equal to 10. X just variable. MSG box. Color difference is there na, Firoj. X just black. MSG box.
Yes.
Blue color and bold.
Yes, sir.
See, based on this color coding, you can identify. And one more thing, color coding and for reserved words, you can get context help, tool tips and help. See, based on that, you can identify. But no command is there for getting that all keywords information. Okay.
This functionality is kind of is kind of there in every version of QDB, or it's only with 11.
Every
like the coloring and the bold.
See, that is customizable. You can customize that one. See here, tools view options are there. See here, fonts and colors. Here, you can customize that one. Font size, next font color, etc. Suppose operator black, reserved word navy blue. Okay, number like this.
Got it.
You can customize. Okay, see. Next one, scope of variables. This is also global concept. You take any programming language or scripting language. We have two types of scope. 1 minute. Two types of scope. First one, program level or script level. Program or script. Program or script level variables. Next, function. See another name, synonym, procedure. Function or procedure level variables. Procedure level variables. See what is the difference. Program level or script level. Script level variables can be used for entire script. Function level variable can be used only within the function. See, script level variables for entire script. Function level variables only for that particular function. Within the function only you can use. I will show one example, then you can get more clarity. See, first one, I will declare some script level variables, dim a comma b comma c. A equal to 10, b equal to 20, c equal to a plus b. MSG box C. Next, I will declare one function. Don't concentrate on function syntax. We will discuss functions in functions chapter. Now our focus only on variables. See, function name exyz blank parenthesis, no arguments, no input. Dim d comma e, d equal to 40, e equal to b plus d. MSG box e. Next, call the function. Call is VBScript statement xyz blank parenthesis. Next, again dim. See, no restrictions for declaring variables. You can declare at top of the program, middle of the program, but declaring all variables at top of the program is best practice. That is standard. Generally, you take any programming language or scripting language, we declare all required variables at top of the program only, but no restrictions. Dim d already, dim f g. Next, f equal to 70. Next, g equal to a plus d plus f. MSG box G. Now tell me, Bharati, what is the first output? MSG box C, selected one. What is this output? Tell me.
30.
30, good. Next, second output within the function MSG box E. What is the output?
60.
B20, D40, yes, 60. What is the last output? ADF. MSG box G, last statement output.
110.
80.
Yeah, because the scope.
Yes, I will explain. First, execute this statement, execute this script. See, first output, observe execution marker. First output 30, second output 60, last output 80. See, observe here. Here A equal to C equal to A plus B. A 10 plus B 20. Here B plus D. B 20 plus D 40. Next, here last one, last calculation. A 10 plus D. See, D is function level variable. Within the function only we can use that one. So for script point of view, D is implicit variable only, by default variable value is 0. Next, again f is script level variable only. F means 70. 10 plus 0 plus 70, 80. Understand this concept? Sandeep, did you understand this one?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Sujata? Understand this concept? Scope of variables.
Yes, sir.
1 minute. Suppose if we enter, Anu, if we enter option explicit statement, then what will happen?
It will give an error, sir.
Good. See if you, one minute. See, if we use option explicit, it will display first output 30, second output 60, third output time, it will show error, variable undefined. See, total 3 outputs in this example. It will display first 2 outputs, last output error. See, first output 30, last output 60, second output 60, last one variable is undefined error. See, this is about scope of variables. See next, types of variables.
Sir, before we proceed, I have a question.
Tell me.
Here we declare one variable called as d in a function. If we declare same variable above the function, will it give error saying that we have already defined this variable again?
No. It is only function level variable. If you declare d at script level, it will accept, no problem.
Okay, so we can declare the variable based on where we are declaring, we can duplicate it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Based on scope only. Already I told, must be unique in a scope of declaration. Here 2 scopes, one is function, another is script. See, 1 minute, you remove this one. See, script level ABCD, and in function level also d variable is there. See, nothing. Suppose if you enter d equal to 100. See, which d it is considering?
Taking function level 1.
Function level means latest value. It considers latest value. Suppose here don't declare, don't assign value. I declare d variable but didn't assign any value. See how it is taking the value.
It's by default it's taking 0.
0. Function. See, within the function d variable already there na, so it is considering local variable only. It is giving priority to local. Already we used d equal to 100, but it is not taking that value. 1 minute. Suppose if you don't declare d variable, then it is considering. Getting this point, Anu?
Sir, but if it is not declared within a function.
It is not declared? Tell me, what is the problem?
No, sir. I mean to say, as we have mentioned option explicit, it's supposed to give error at this point, right?
No.
Because we are
Why
using
error?
D.
Why error? D is script level variable na. It can be used for entire script na.
Oh, right.
See,
Okay.
D is script level variable. It can be used for entire script. Suppose any other function is there in the script, you can use that. You can use in that function also. Okay.
Okay, sir. I got it.
Next one, types of variables. See, already in roadmap chapter, I explained. We have two types of variables in Visual Basic Scripting Edition. Two types of variables. What are the two types of variables? Tell me, Sandeep. Two types of variables.
Sir, implicit and explicit.
That is not type of variable. Type of declaration. Type of declaration is different. Type of variable is different. And scope of variable also different. We have, you take any programming language or scripting language, we have minimum two types of variables. Can you tell me, Firoj Rai?
Yes, scalar and array.
Good.
Array type.
Yes. First one is scalar variables. Generally we don't use scalar term. Just variable, but full form is scalar variables. Next, array variables. Scalar variables, array variables. What is scalar variable? Scalar variable for storing or holding one value at a time. Array variables for storing series of values at a time based on size of the array. See once again, scalar variables for storing one value at a time. You can change the value, but it carries one value at a time. Value may vary, that is different. Next, array variables. Array variables for storing series of values at a time based on size of the array. Already we discussed in parallel script we have three types of variables: scalar variables, array variables, third one associated arrays, or you can say hash variables, HASH. But in VBScript we don't have associated arrays, but equivalent feature is there. What is the equivalent feature for associated arrays? Tell me, Bharati.
Excuse me, sir. What is your question?
What is the equivalent feature for associated array variables? Already explained that concept in first chapter, roadmap chapter. Can you tell me, Sandeep? Sujata?
Sorry, sir.
No. Okay. Anu, I'm expecting from Anu. What is the equivalent feature for associated arrays? We don't have associated arrays in VBScript. In parallel script, we have associated arrays, but equivalent feature is there in VBScript. What is that equivalent feature?
Is that a dynamic array, sir?
Dynamic array. No. Dictionary object. Dictionary object. Already I told that one. Dictionary object. Okay, anyhow, I will explain the dictionary object in automation objects chapter. Now just remember only these two: scalar variables, array variables. See, already we discussed scalar variables. Next come to array variables. First, how to declare array variables. See, same. See, dim a comma b of 3. See, in this declaration, a is scalar variable, b is array variable. We can store 4 values into that b variable. See, arrays having 0 based index, we can store 0 to n values. 0 to n means n plus 1. In this example, we can store 4 values into b variable. How to store? b of 0, index starts from 0. b of 0 equal to 10. b of 1 equal to 10.23. See, you can store single type of data or different types of data, no problem. See, b of 2 equal to India. This is string type. First value integer, second value double, third value string type, fourth value hash codes 10/10/2010. EMSG box, one minute. Suppose EA equal to B of 0 plus B of 1. MSG box A. See, 20.23. Next, suppose if you enter B of 4 equal to 200. See, will it accept or show error? Tell me, Bharati, will it accept or show error?
It will show error.
Error. So here no implicit elements concept. Script out of range, subscript out of range. See, definitely it will show error. Run the script. See, subscript out of range. Next, one more thing. You no need to assign all elements. You no need to assign values to all elements. Not mandatory. 1 minute. See, I can assign 4 values into this b variable, but I used only 3. No problem. No issues. Next, dynamic arrays. See, this is general array or constant array. Constant array means whose size is fixed. Whose size is fixed. Next, our test automation point of view, constant array is enough, but concept is there. I will explain what is dynamic array and what is dimensional array. But our test automation point of view, constant array enough. Next, what is dimensional array and how to use that dimensional array. Dynamic array. First, dynamic array. Dynamic array means first whose size is undefined, changes throughout the execution. That is dynamic array. See, dim a comma b of 3 comma c blank parenthesis. See, in this declaration, a is scalar variable, b is array variable, general array, or you can say constant array whose size is fixed. C is dynamic array whose size is undefined, later changes throughout the execution. If you want to use the C variable, first you define the size using redimension statement. Redim C of 4. Now you can assign 5 values in this C variable. How? C of 0 equal to 10. 1 minute. Index C of 1, C of 2, C of 3, 4. See, these 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are indexes, or you can say keys. Next 10, 20, 30, these are values. 40, 50. Next, suppose A equal to C of 0 plus C of 3. MSG box A. Next, again I want to resize. Redim C of 6. Now we can store 7 values. C of 5 equal to 60. C of 6 equal to 70. Next, 1 minute. A equal to C of 2 plus C of 5. Now tell me Anu, first output here, MSG box A. What is this selected statement output?
It will be 50.
50. C of 0, 10, C of 3, 40. Okay, good. 50. Last statement output, second output in this script.
It will be 90.
C of 5, 60. 1 minute. Run the script. First output 50, second output 60. See, whenever you resize the array, internally it removes all values. It formats. Suppose if you want to carry previous values as it is, then use preserve keyword. So, preserve. If you don't want previous values, just resize. If you want previous values, use preserve keyword. See, where here redeem statement, preserve. Now tell me, Anu, what is the second output?
Yeah, it should be 90 now.
90. See, C of 2 30, C of 5 60, 90. Okay na, Sujata? Okay na? Did you understand this concept? Preserve keyword 90.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, how to declare dimensional arrays. Say, VBScript supports only understanding purpose. Generally, we don't use dimensional arrays in our test automation except 2 dimension. 2 dimension means for reading data from Excel tabular format, rows and columns, we use 2D array. Next, 3D, 4D not required. Anyhow, that we will discuss in Excel object model. Just remember, VBScript supports up to 60 dimensions. 60 dimensions. But human brain can't understand after 4 or 5 dimensions. After 4 or 5 dimensions, mad. But VBScript supports up to 60 dimensions. See, in 2-dimensional array, first value indicates rows, second value indicates columns. In 3D array, length, width, height. 2D array enough for our automation. A comma B of 3 comma C comma D of 4 comma 5. See, observe, in this declaration, A is scalar variable for storing one value at a time. B is array variable, constant array, but just we can say array. Next, C is dynamic array. D is 2-dimensional array. Tell me, Feroz Rai, how many values we can store into that D variable? How many values? D variable.
Be
Guess.
20.
20. No. 30 values. 30 values.
Rows,
See,
5 columns.
4 first value indicates rows. 4 rows means 4 means 5 rows. 4 means 5 rows. 5 means 6 columns. Already I told, 0 based index. 4 means 5 rows. 5 means 6 columns. 5 into 6, 30 cells. We can store 30 values. See, D of 0 comma 0 equal to QTP. Say this value QTP will store into first row, first column. See, next, assigning series of values at a time. Concentrate. Assigning, last topic for this variables chapter. Assigning series of values at a time. See, earlier we assigned values one by one, but we can assign values at a time, series of values at a time. 2 possibilities are there. First possibility, using array function Next possibility, using split function. These two are built-in functions of VBScript. Anyhow, we will discuss built-in functions in built-in functions chapter. Now, situation demanding, I will explain that array and split function. Again, we will discuss these functions in functions chapter. Now, our main focus on variables. Using array function. Don't confuse with same name function also there. See, array means that is type of variable, with the same name function also there. Don't confuse. Using array function. Next, another method, using split function. Split function. Okay, using array function and using split function. I will show example. Concentrate. See, dim a. See, as per declaration, a is scalar variable only. How to know? You can check using one more function, is array function. See, MSG box is array of a. See, this is array function returns Boolean result, means logical result, true or false, like a logical result. Tell me, Sandeep, here what is the output? What is the output? Tell me, Sandeep, respond quickly. You tell me, Sujata.
No idea, sir.
No idea. See, what is array function? It checks whether the variable is array variable or not, and it returns logical result, true or false. Then you can easily guess the result. Tell me, what is
True,
a
sir.
variable? Huh?
True, sir.
True. Is it array variable? A is array variable? Tell me, Bharati.
It's false, sir.
False. A is not array variable. Scalar variable. See, what is the functionality of is array? It checks whether the variable is array variable or not, and it returns logical result, true or false. Say false. By assigning series of values at a time, we can make it array variable. How? A equal to array of, you can by separating with comma, you can assign multiple values. And one more thing, you can use single type data or different types data, no problem. Say first value India, second value 100, third value 10.234, next fourth value hash codes 10/10/2010. Next, say 5 values I'm going to assign at a time, different types of data. First value India, string type, second value 100 integer, third value double, fourth value date, fifth value again integer. After assigning series of values, you check this one. Again question to Sujata, tell me what is the output of this last statement? Same statement, before assigning values, after assigning series of values.
True, sir.
True, good. if you want to display the value, you can display. Continue, Sujata. MSG box A of 1. A of 1. What is the output?
India.
A of 1. Arrays are arrays having 0 based index.
Okay. 100, sir.
100. Okay, put mute. Run the script. See, first, before assigning series of values, false. After assigning series of values, true. Next, A of 1 value is 100. Next, one more possibility using split function. 1 minute, I will explain one more concept. Suppose you are reading multiple values. How to know the size of the array? See, MSG box U bound, upper boundary. This is also one of the built-in function of VBScript. U bound of A. Say upper boundary is 4. 4 means 4 plus 1 values. Already I told, if it is B of 5, you can store 6 values. Here boundary is 4, upper boundary is 4, 0 to 4, 0 to 4 means 5 values. See, lower boundary always 0, upper boundary depends. Next, using split function, see dim A comma B, B equal to VB script language. This split here I am going to introduce split function. Split function is very useful function for reading data from CSV files, comma separated value files. See, before assigning series of values, false. Next, using split function, you assign. Split the B variable based on delimiter. Here delimiter is space. Default delimiter is space. See, A of 1 script false, true, script. Default delimiter is space. If any other delimiter, we need to specify. Example, at the rate, now delimiter is at the rate symbol. Here you need to use like this, comma, within double quotes, this one. Split B variable delimiter is at the rate symbol. See, script. See, not only single value, you can use multiple values delimiter also. No issues. 1 minute. See, ampersand at the rate dollar symbol. At the rate dollar symbol. Here you need to use at the rate dollar. Tell me, Firoj, what is the default delimiter?
Default is space.
Space. If any other delimiter, we need to mention that one. say once again, these are the important concepts of variables. Here we discussed what is variable, next declaration of variables, implicit and explicit declaration, next option explicit statement, next assigning values to variables. One is initialization, another is reading. Next this one, usage of variables, different types we discussed. Next, naming restrictions for variables. Next, scope of variables. Next, types of variables, scalar variables and array variables. In array variables, constant arrays, dynamic arrays, dimensional arrays. Next, last topic, assigning series of values to variables. Two ways. First one using array function, another is split function. Okay, we will meet tomorrow same time. Thank you.